Okay, we're going to take a look at setting up a template with some global variables in it. Some standard stuff like, in my case, we're going to do like draft on a part. So it'll be outside draft, maybe radius size, wall thickness or shell thickness. And I kind of got one started out here already. And we'll just add a couple more. So my part draft is equal to 2. So how do we add an equation? So I got a just kind of a generic sketch out here. We're going to go ahead and we're going to add another equation. I'm going to grab the equations editor here and I'm going to add another one. And we're going to call this one outside radii. And that's going to equal 0.125. We're also going to do an inside radii just in case. That's going to equal 0.0625. We got part draft. We might have rib thickness. And that could equal whatever you want. I'm going to go 0.0625 just because I work in inches. And maybe wall thickness. Maybe the wall thickness will equal 0.125. And then one last one, we'll do rib draft. And our rib draft is going to be 0.5 degrees because we don't need that much. So we have all these kind of that we can link to as far as I can go from here now. So I'm going to say okay to this. And those are all going to be generated. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm actually going to show you how to do this. First, I'm just going to delete this sketch. I'm going to turn these 3 planes on. I'm also going to go ahead and grab this plane and this plane, put an axis between it. I'm going to grab this plane and this plane and put an axis between it. And then thirdly, I should probably turn mine on. So I can tell which ones I got. Thirdly, I'm going to go ahead between this plane and this plane. Put an axis in there. Okay. I kind of like to work with the 3 planes as like this. And I usually will rename them. Like the front plane, I'll usually rename that to X, Y plane. So if I grab this plane and I do an F2, X, Y, and so on and so forth. This one would be my ZX plane. Just makes more sense in my head. And this one is going to be the ZY plane. Now, I'm going to go ahead and save this. And I'm going to save it as a template. So I'm going to go ahead and save it as a part template. I'm just going to go in here and say, I'm going to call it the test one because I can always rename this. And I'm going to say okay. Say yes to that. And then I'm going to close this and I'm going to take out a new one. So file, file new. I'm going to go into wherever the heck I saved that. Could have swore that I saved, oh, there it is, test, there it is. There we go. And you can see that all my equations came with. So I started a new part. I'm going to go ahead and put a sketch on. I'm going to go ahead and turn some of this stuff off. I'm going to turn off my planes. I'm also going to come in here and turn off the axes because I don't really need that. And I'm just going to go ahead and draw a quick part. So we'll go like this, throw a couple dimensions on it. 3, I don't know, 6, 5. 5 sounds good. We'll extrude it up. Something like that. That'll work. And actually, let's go ahead and edit this feature. Put draft onto it. So now when I come out here, I can actually grab this draft and I can link that value to a global variable, because these global variables are already in here now. So if I go say, I'm going to go ahead, part draft, right? Say, okay. If I change this to, let's say 3, everything should rebuild. So now we're at 3. Let's go ahead and continue on. I'm going to go ahead and throw a radius on here. Let's go ahead and throw a radius on here. And we're going to make that 0.25 or something like that. We'll get some preview going on here. Snag that one in the back. That face as well. I'm going to say okay. I'm also going to link this value to my outside radius. So link value, where is that? Outside radii. That's actually set at 1/8, so if I go ahead and rebuild that, everything rebuilds. You can continue on with this. If you wanted to, I'd come in here and maybe do a shell. For now, I'll just go 0.1. Good enough. It's good. Notice everything is done there. I can also grab this stuff and say, go ahead. I'm going to link that value back to my wall thickness. So it should be 1/8. And everything updates. Now, I haven't done any radii or anything like that, but as you can see, you can get fairly complicated pretty quickly. And it's all based off a template. And you could have multiple templates for multiple things. I'm going to go ahead and draw a sketch on here, and I'm going to get normal to it. And I'm just going to go out and put a couple lines out. I know I need a couple of lines, and I'll just grab this line, the center point, and make it midpoint. This line and that line, and sorry, the origin. And do that as well. I'm going to go ahead and grab the rib, right? And we're going to go down towards the part, correct? And if I wanted to, I'll just give it some arbitrary dimension, and that's fine. 0.50. And Solidworks will go ahead and do that. I'm going to actually link that value to the rib thickness, which is 0.0625. So I'll go ahead and rebuild that. And as you can see now, if we did a couple of equations here where if certain part areas got a little thicker in certain areas, we might be able to gauge how big our radii get in the middle. This is really flexible, kind of a cool idea. It's actually not mine. I'm just kind of sharing it. I like to borrow, not steal, but saving a part template fairly easily with equations already set up, just kind of the way you want. Thanks for your time. Have a great day.